Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. So recently I bought myself this tool. It is a mini circular saw and it's cordless, made by Silverline. So I wanted something cordless. I had a corded one already, but the cord just really irritated me. It got in the way all the time when I was using it. So I decided to get something cordless. So in this video I'll be doing an unboxing, a review and a testing of this Silverline mini circular saw. So here is the Silverline 18V mini circular saw, which has a 115mm diameter blade. It comes with a 2 amp hour battery and intelligent 1 hour fast charger. It has the feature of 0 to 45 degree bevel angle adjustment with scale, all metal base, soft grip and safety lock off button. Max cutting capacity is 42mm at 90 degrees and 28mm at 45 degrees. And it includes a 24 teeth TCT blade, which is a tungsten carbide tipped. It's an 18V machine, so it's a nice cordless mini circular saw. So let's take a look inside the box and see what you get. So in the box you get quite a few things. You get a dust extraction pipe, and I'll just fit that in a moment to show you how that works. You get the TCT blade, which I'll be fitting shortly. You get an Allen key to help you to fit the blade. There's a guide here to help you to make straight cuts when you're cutting down sheet materials, and this slides across. I'll show that also later on. It has the battery, which is a 2 amp hour 18V battery. The fast charger, which has a European plug on it that's been put into a UK plug, so that's fine. You also get the 3-year guarantee and the instruction manual. And finally you get the mini circular saw. Right, so first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to fit the provided blade. Just need to take it out of this protective little sleeve. Then I can just take the Allen key provided. I've already loosened this off and remove this central bolt and washer. So once this this nut has come out, there's another bit here to come out, this part. Put this back in. Now we can add the blade. And there's a button on the back here that you can press to lock the blade in place while you tighten it. Like that. And that is the blade in. So next we can add the guide on here. Just goes through these runners at the front, and it can be moved, and then with the Allen key there's a bolt here at the front, and where you've got it where you want it, you can just tighten down on this bolt and that will lock it into position. Like so. So the saw also has a laser on it here to help you to follow a straight line. This is mounted here on the top and held on with a couple of screws, and it actually has its own battery supply, so that's not connected to the main 2 amp hour battery, it has a little on and off switch here at the back. So I don't have the battery plugged in now, but the laser works. There must be a small battery inside here, and as you're cutting you follow that line. So now for the dust collection pipe. Here is the pipe. It's quite long, probably 40 or 50 centimeters long. Here's the standard area where you connect your dust collection, and then the small end of the pipe you can connect to the side of the hood here on the saw, and that will allow you to suck a lot of the dust from inside the hood here as you cut through your wood. So that's an interesting feature. I've not seen that on a mini circular saw before, so that's nice to have. So on this saw you can adjust the depth of the cut. So there's a lever at the back here, pull that down, and then the metal table can go up and down. So you can have a nice shallow cut here up to a deeper cut. So that's a nice feature to have, and it feels quite sturdy as well when it locks back in place, nice and tight. You can also do bevel cuts on here. There's a knob at the front, and you loosen that one off. You can then change the angle of the table. That's probably not something I'd use, but it's there if you need it. Here is the 2 amp hour battery that slides in like so. So then you've got a nice unit that's free of cables. The previous one that I had, it was fine, but it was a corded one, and I couldn't stand the cord. It really got in the way when I was cutting through, making long cuts. As you push through the wood, you kind of have the cable trailing around, and it can get really annoying. So I'm glad that this one is cordless. It's quite long, although it does have quite a large blade and a nice sized metal table here. So I'm thinking that once that's on the wood, that will take up most of the weight, and it'll be quite comfortable to use. Handle here is not too fat. Previous one I had quite a fat handle on it. This one is fine. It's got a safety switch here that you pull back, and then you can press the main lever to activate the saw, like so.
So I started off testing out this circular saw with this 35mm thick hollow door. I think it's about 5mm plywood on both sides, and I've got my track set up there to get a nice straight line, and surprisingly it dealt with this fairly well. Then I moved on to some 15mm chipboard, and this has like a veneer on it as well. This is an old wardrobe door, and it did cut this, but it did struggle a bit. I think the chipboard was quite dense, and the veneer didn't help either. And I've set the blade so that it's just thicker than what I'm cutting. You can see that's about 2 meters long, so fairly good cut. Did the job, did eat into the batteries a little bit. I've got some more 15mm chipboard here, and again it did struggle a little bit with this, and the batteries didn't last too long because of the strain. So moving on to the laser light, and you can see it does work. It works indoors fine, it works in normal light levels, but when it's really sunny it almost disappears. Here is some 10mm ply. Again, it got through this. It seems to get through materials slowly but steadily, so it will get there if you take your time. And here's some 12mm MDF laminate flooring.
Okay, so that is about it for the review and the test. My initial impressions of this tool are it's pretty good value for money. I think it's useful. It does have a few niggles. The battery life isn't that great. If you're cutting anything thicker than, say, a centimetre, 10mm, it struggles a little bit and the battery life suffers for that. Although saying that, it's not like you're going to be using this tool to do cuts all day long. So it probably won't be an issue if you're just doing a bit of laminate flooring, a few cuts. But if you're doing really long cuts, sort of 10-15mm thick, it will eat into the battery quite a bit. Another niggle is that the laser on here, it's not connected to the power of the battery. So when you're not using this, you can accidentally leave the laser on and forget, because it's a separate switch. And in direct sunlight, the laser is almost invisible. Not a problem really for me. I don't really tend to use the laser anyway. And apart from that, it's a pretty good tool. One more thing is the guard for the blade. It's made of plastic, so be careful if you're just dropping this down onto some concrete. If you want to put it down on something, place it carefully because it could crack this guard. It's a shame it's not made out of metal, but that's expected for this price point. So all in all, I think it's a good value for money tool, and I'll be using this summer for all sorts of projects. So if you did find this video useful, please remember to like and also consider subscribing for more DIY related videos. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.